Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. It's been a pretty busy month lately. And here I am again with another review of another product. And in this video we're going to see how my laptop performs. This laptop, I bought it back in 2022 during summer, around that time. And I use it for a little bit of photo editing for the thumbnails and also research and scripting. And we're going to test what's inside, and let's open it up. So this is a laptop from Lenovo. It's the Lenovo IdeaPad Gaming 3. We have an R5 5600H from AMD and an RTX 3050. Well, if you can actually call that an RTX 3050, because Nvidia is going to be an Nvidia, just like what they did with the GTX 1060. They have called the two GPUs that are not the same because they have different core counts. It's different CUDA core counts and VRAM, the same name. So in here we have the RTX 3050, or should I say the RTX 3040, because this mobile version of the RTX 3050 is packing 20% less CUDA core compared to the desktop version, and it also has 50% less memory capacity, from 8 to 4 GB. And for this video, we are going to review this GPU on 10 different games at 1080p at various settings. I will list the settings during the preview of the performance. And I hope you like the video, and if you're interested in watching it, then continue watching. So as I stated before, this laptop has an RTX 3050 Mobile Edition, and we cannot talk about this GPU without mentioning the desktop equivalent, the desktop version as well. So the desktop version of the RTX 3050 has a CUDA core count of 2560. Can you guess how much CUDA core count this laptop has? It has the same name, remember? It actually has 20% less. It has 2048 CUDA cores. 20% less CUDA core compared to the desktop variant. How can you even call that the same name? I don't know what they are doing. Anyways, not only it has less CUDA cores, but as I stated on the intro, it also has 50% less memory capacity, from 8 GB to 4 GB. And the memory bus luckily has remained the same at 128-bit. But the difference is they are both running GDDR6, but the laptop version is running a slower GDDR6. It's actually running at 14 gigabits per second, while the desktop version is running 16 gigabits per second. So it's actually way slower. But anyways, we're not here to review the RTX 3050 because I don't have it. We're here to review the laptop. So now I will list down, it will appear here, all the remaining specs that I haven't mentioned. And I wish for the future laptop generation, Nvidia, just like what they did with the previous generation of laptops, like the 900 series or the 800 series, where they put the letter M at the end of the name, like the GTX 980M, just to be a little bit more clearer, because maybe there are people that are less tech savvy and maybe they see, oh, it has an RTX 3050, and I saw a video that it's running these games just like pretty well, and then they receive this laptop and they don't receive the same performance as what they saw in the video, because it's a mobile version of the RTX 3050, and I think that's a bit misleading. And inside this laptop you have the R5 5600H. It's a Zen 3 based CPU processor from AMD, and it's a 6-core and 12-thread CPU. It's capable of boosting up to 4.2 GHz, so that's pretty good for a laptop, I guess. Maybe you're not the one we're having now, where, if I remember correctly, Intel has reached 5 GHz or even more. But for this video, we are going to test with this CPU because it's what's inside the laptop. For the RAM, I actually upgraded it. It was only 8 GB at start, but luckily it was pretty easy to open up this laptop and upgrade the RAM. So inside here we have 16 GB total, running at 3200 MHz, and it has a capacity of 16 GB. For 1080p, that's pretty good. That's all you need for 1080p. And For the storage, we are running an NVMe 500GB inside it. For single player games, I played the mission for a couple of minutes and recorded the average and 1% lows. For multiplayer games, I loaded into a match and recorded the average and 1% lows for a couple of minutes as well. For the gameplay recording, I used an external capture card to avoid performance loss while using AMD's or Nvidia's capture software. After that being said, let's start with the games. The first game we're going to test is Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. And in this game, the RTX 3050 is pretty surprising. It did quite well in my opinion. This game is free, so if you want to download it, just go to Battle.net's website. Just be aware, this game's size is quite big, so you'll need a decent amount of space in order to download this game. But anyways, this GPU is capable of delivering 68 FPS average and 1% loss of 40. And I think for the RTX 3050 laptop, this performance is pretty good. It's a pretty similar performance that I was getting with the GTX 1060 and the RX 480. And for a laptop, I think that's a pretty decent result. For you people aspiring to be the next Simple, I think you're gonna like the performance of the RTX 3050 in this game. Well, Counter-Strike is not really that hard to run, but achieving high frame rates on a laptop can be quite hard. But luckily we are running an R5 5600H, which is a pretty good CPU, and paired with the RTX 3050, the performance is really good, pretty competitive. With an average FPS of 195 and 1% loss of 107, the gaming performance of the RTX 3050 on this game is fantastic. And for the third game, we're playing my favorite single player game, Doom Eternal. This game is really well optimized. And as you can see, we're running at pretty much ultra settings aside from the texture because it only has a 4GB VRAM buffer. And to run ultra textures, you need at least 8GB of VRAM. But anyways, this game runs pretty great with an average FPS of 64 and 1% loss of 45. But if I were to play this game on this laptop, I would lower the settings a little bit to achieve at least 90 FPS or even 120. But if you want to play the game at 60 FPS at pretty high settings, or should I say ultra, the RTX 3050 is capable of delivering that. I'm quite impressed. So, let's check out Fortnite. This game has really changed a lot since the last time I played it, and I cannot keep up with all the changes. But anyways, this game runs pretty great with medium to high settings at 1080p, of course without ray tracing. It's averaging an FPS of around 85 and 1% loss of 25 unfortunately. Well, this game has always been stuttery even with a higher tier GPU like the RTX 4080, 3080 and the RX 6800 XT. I don't know what's wrong with this game, but it's just stuttery for some reason. But other than that, the gaming performance is acceptable. Let's be honest, if you're going to play Fortnite competitively, you're not going to run it at medium to high settings. You're just gonna crank down the settings and play at low settings. So with that kind of settings, the RTX 3050 is capable of delivering a pretty good gaming experience. Oh, another good game. Let's take a look together at this game, God of War. This game is amazing. I just miss a little bit of platforming with the original God of War, and just on how free you are when playing that game compared to this. Here, you are a bit more constrained on what you can do, but I think it's still a really good game. It's just quite different compared to the original ones. But story-wise, this game is fantastic. Oh yeah, I forgot, we're not reviewing the game. We're here to check out the RTX 3050. And yes, the RTX 3050 is capable of delivering 67 FPS average and 1% toss of 53. And for a single player game, at these kinds of settings, the RTX 3050 has done a really good job. I think you'll enjoy playing this game with this laptop. And the next game is League of Legends. This game is pretty easy to run, so unsurprisingly, the RTX 3050 is capable of delivering 143 FPS average and 1% loss of 113. So if you're a competitive gamer of this game, I think it's plenty enough performance to be able to do whatever you want in this game without any lag. The next game is Overwatch 2. This game is pretty fun to play. I actually played a lot of Overwatch 1 back in the day, but not anymore since I don't know why I lost all my aim. I have a potato aim now, and it's just hard to compete. But it's fine. I cannot blame the computer because as you can see, it's running pretty well with the RTX 3050. It's averaging 175 FPS and 1% loss of 109. And if I'm aiming bad, it's not the laptop that's causing me to aim bad, it's me. So maybe I just need to play this game a little bit more. But if you like playing Overwatch, the RTX 3050 is a really good combo. But just like Fortnite, if you're going to play this game competitively, you're going to run it at low settings. So expect a little bit more performance on that. The next game is Predecessor. This is the game that I play the most with my friends. It's really fun. It's a MOBA game, but it's in third person and it's 3D, so you can aim up and down and left and right, just like an FPS game. If you want to check it out, you can find it on Steam, and if I remember correctly, it's on sale right now. So what are you waiting for? Go and get it! The RTX 3050 is capable of delivering 67 FPS average and 1% loss of 42 in this game. And did I mention, this game is running on Unreal Engine 5. But just to let you know, this game is not finished yet. People are still working to get it released. But at the state of the game, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty well done, and I really love playing this game. Valorant runs amazingly with this GPU. The RTX 3050 is capable of delivering 216 FPS average and 1% loss of 141. And for competitive gaming, I think this is pretty good. If you want a higher FPS, you can lower down the settings quite a bit. But Valorant, like Counter-Strike, it's more CPU intensive than it is GPU. But with these kinds of frame rate, I think you can compete just fine. The last game we're going to test is War Thunder. I played this game a lot before, much more than what I would like to admit. But the RTX 3050 is capable of delivering really high frame rates on this game, even at high settings. It's capable of delivering 167 FPS average and 1% loss of 97, and we're not even running ultra low quality. So this game is just pretty easy for the RTX 3050. I'm quite satisfied with the performance of this GPU. I was looking for something that can play games on the go, not necessarily at high settings, but at medium to probably even high, just a little bit, at 1080p. The RTX 3050 really delivers pretty well. Pretty similar to the mid-range GPU of 2017 era, such as the GTX 1060 and the 580s. It's pretty impressive. Though, that being said, it all depends on the price of the laptop. I bought this laptop for 700 euros last year. And as you have seen, it's packing a pretty good CPU, and the rest of the system is a good combo as well. I think it was a really good deal. I just wish it had a different name to not mislead people, but overall, the RTX 3050 is a pretty good GPU. The laptop, that is. If you guys are interested on the review of the Lenovo IdeaPad Gaming 3, let me know in the comments, and I'll happily take a look at it and make a video. Thanks for watching the video everybody, I appreciate the support. Leave a like if you like the video, subscribe to not miss upcoming YouTube videos. If you have questions or suggestions or anything, just type it in the comments. I will reply when possible. Share this video if you know someone who would wanna see it. I appreciate all the viewers of this channel. Take care and see you next time. Bye.